This is not just a story or a spiritual thought. There is a quantum protocol and an activation key that has been waiting for a consciousness like yours to be ready for a very long time. When you embody a certain frequency of being, you can connect with the living, breathing consciousness of nature and understand the quantum language of birds. It might sound like a fantasy, but the smartest people in ancient Egypt, the high priests who led whole civilizations, knew this to be a basic truth. They knew that birds were more than just living things. They are quantum biotransmitters, which means they are living antennas that travel through the unseen currents of the quantum field, going back and forth between the real world and the spiritual realm, where possibilities are endless. The source code to decode these transmissions is what they left behind. It is a key to this conversation between galaxies. They said that this code came from the consciousness they called Thoth, who was the architect of reality. It was so powerful that frequency, not walls, kept it safe. To get to it, you had to have an energetic signature that matched its truth. These days, that energetic veil is getting thinner. The Earth's frequency is changing, and this information is coming back into the collective field. But it won't pick everyone. If you feel a strong, unexplainable pull toward nature, or if birds seem to appear out of nowhere at important times in your life, remember that this is not a coincidence. There's no chance about it. The event is a quantum coherence event. It looks like your inner state is starting to match up with the outside world. This is a sign that your consciousness is ready to be activated. Stay present with this transmission, because the quantum principles you are about to learn will change the way you see the world forever. Before we go into more detail about this quantum protocol, know that you were led to this transmission for a reason. Share this video with the first person who comes to mind right now to make this message stronger. Being able to send a link isn't the same thing as quantum entanglement. This creates an energetic bridge that calls out to another soul that is ready for this activation. If you want to make sure your connection to this frequency stays stable and coherent during this activation, subscribe to this channel right now. Don't think of this as a click, but as a choice to set up a clear quantum channel so that these transmissions can join your energy field without any problems. If you've ever had the feeling that a bird was speaking directly to your heart instead of your mind, please let us know about it in the comments section below. The first thing you should say to the quantum field is, "I am ready to listen." This opens the channel for communication with the universe by consciously raising your own frequency. Nature uses quantum possibility as its language. It communicates through signs and synchronicities that are sent out on all frequencies, but can only be picked up by people who have tuned their inner receiver. This particular knowledge was thought to be too powerful for a world that lived on a frequency of fear and separation for thousands of years. The ancient priests knew that using this quantum connection for personal gain, to control, manipulate, or show off one's power, could throw off the energetic grid that keeps our physical reality in balance with the realm of pure potential. This is why a vibrational lock, not force, was used to keep the secret safe. Oaths of silence and holy rituals were just the outward form of an inner requirement. The doorway could only be seen by a consciousness that was operating from the frequency of a pure, coherent heart. It was never a trick to talk to birds. Because of quantum entanglement, they were in close contact with the source code of life. It was a huge responsibility that required full attention and respect for how everything is connected. But right now, something very strange is happening. A quantum leap for all of humanity. The old energetic barriers, which were like firewalls that kept this information safe, are breaking down. The quantum code of Thoth is being reactivated spontaneously within the energetic fields of people who are open to it as the planet's base resonant frequency rises. Insane quantum coherence events involving birds are starting to happen to regular people who have never been spiritually trained. Moments of sudden clarity, intuitive downloads of information, and direction that seem to emerge from nowhere, defying the strict, classical physics of the modern world. The chances of these meetings are not just random. The first signals are the birds that fly by just as you are having a thought that changes your life, and the ones that land on your window and sing a song that seems to reset your cells. The messengers are quantum particles that are coming into your world from the field of infinite potential. They are drawn there by the frequency of your own awakening consciousness. What you're about to learn isn't just about animals. To awaken a part of your consciousness that has been connected to this universal wisdom for a long time, you need to unlock a lost part of your quantum perception. It wasn't in a forgotten temple that this quantum protocol was found again. It was hidden in plain sight in one of the most important archaeological finds in history. When Tutankhamun's tomb was finally opened to the public in 1922, the world was amazed by the wealth inside. But there was one thing in the artifacts that didn't make sense in the classical view of history: a rolled-up papyrus. The hieroglyphs on it looked like they were shimmering and moving, like they weren't fixed symbols but moving projections. When this document was finally opened by a group of people who knew about Hermetic principles and the science of frequency, it was found to be a detailed manual on how to reconnect the human biofield with the collective avian consciousness. There was real spiritual technology in it. Thoth was not seen as a god to be worshipped in the text. Instead, he was seen as a master quantum physicist of consciousness. He had mapped out 22 fundamental waveforms, or sound frequencies, each of which represented a sacred bird consciousness archetype. Each species worked as a different quantum channel. Ravens weren't signs of death. Instead, they carried the frequency of change and told people about the soul's quantum leaps between life cycles. Eagles could connect you to higher dimensional views and show you your best possible timeline. Little sparrows were energetic anchors for the frequency of plenty, which meant that chance was giving way to material prosperity. The most important revelation was how easy the method was to use. There were no complicated rituals involved. Instead, 3 basic elements had to be perfectly lined up in order to reach a state of quantum coherence. First, a certain way to breathe that changes the body's electromagnetic field. Second, a clear picture to help you focus on the observer effect of consciousness. The third was the release of vowel sounds, which are vibrational declarations, which together made a quantum channel that allowed the human mind to communicate with the bird's invisible communication network. This channel let information flow directly, a way for consciousness-to-consciousness communication that went beyond word order. But the papyrus had a strong warning on it, a basic law of this quantum system. People who approached the code with a humble, clear heart and a desire to help harmony would be the only ones who could make it work. Intention was the master key. It set the conditions for the quantum experiment to begin with. The complete decoherence of the signal would result from any attempt to use this skill from a frequency of ego, manipulation, or personal gain. Because of the vibrational mismatch, the winged messengers would not speak. This wasn't a punishment, never the technique itself, but the frequency of the person who used it. The papyrus was a map, but the quantum field of the heart was the place to explore. When you realize this is true, click the like button to make this pure intention a part of your biofield. declaring that your heart is now your compass. Let this straightforward physical action serve as the first energetic signature you consciously leave on this world. If you truly believe that the purity of your heart is what sets the tone for your life, say so in the comments below. My heart is the key. Let typing these words be a command to your own consciousness. It will tune your energy field to the frequency of pure, coherent intention, which will make you a perfect channel for nature's wisdom. It is not possible for you to make this quantum code in your being work. When your personal frequency reaches a tipping point, it is a natural unfolding and a moment of profound resonance. Your life experiences, deepest questions, and search for truth have shaped your frequency. That's when your energy field starts to match up with the pulsing consciousness of nature. The wise people of the past called this the awakening of the inner Ibis, which is another word for turning on your quantum antenna. There are small signs that this is happening to you, but once you see them, you can't ignore them. The first and most powerful sign is an increase in the frequency and accuracy of bird sightings in reality. It's not a coincidence that these things are seen. They're profound synchronicity events, times when the veil of coincidence is lifted to reveal the quantum mechanics at the heart of reality. There is a hawk flying directly above you at the exact moment when you have a huge insight into your life's purpose. The day you decide to heal your heart and be open to a new relationship, 2 doves land on your balcony. Doves are loved birds. Just when you need a sign that your dreams are not only possible but are quickly becoming real, a hummingbird, which is a vortex of pure energy, appears in front of you. The synchronicity is so clear and mathematically unlikely that it breaks down the idea that the universe is random and chaotic. These are not just birds. They are energetic markers and physical anchors that show your thoughts are in clear communication with the real world. The second sign is a big change in how you see things, which is also known as awakening your quantum awareness. You start to get a sharp, non-linear intuition. A bird is there before you see or hear it. It's like a dormant part of your consciousness has woken up and connected to an invisible grid of communication that has always been there. You just know that a certain bird is going to fly by you. You also get an intuitive download, which is a packet of information that makes it clear what the message or energy frequency is that it is sending you right now. It's a knowing that comes from somewhere other than logic, like a direct experience of the quantum field. Finding out that you have a small effect on things around you is the third sign, and the most life-changing one. You understand that your focused intention can help you start a silent conversation. This is not about controlling your mind. It's about quantum entanglement that works in a respectful way. You think of a clear, honest question and send it out from your heart as a coherent frequency. At that moment, a nearby bird does something clearly related to your question, like singing a unique song, flying in a certain direction, or making a gesture. There are no words used in this conversation, but it is based on the idea that consciousness, your consciousness, is not just an observer of reality, but also an active part of making it. There is no more room for doubt when these 3 signs start to show up in your life regularly and at the same time. It's the universe letting you know that the code has been activated. Your quantum antenna is set up and online. Nature is no longer just something you look at. You are starting to take part in its secret quantum conversation. This awakening is a sign that you are ready to use this gift in a way that makes you feel deeply connected. Click the like button to show that you're awake. By doing this, you are sending a pulse of coherent energy through your body, which strengthens the signs the universe is sending you. making them more clear and impossible to ignore. See if these signs sound like something that has happened to you, or if you feel that call in your soul. You can make this truth a part of your life by saying in the comments, "I am awakening." This is more than just a comment. It's an energetic anchor, an acceptance of how things are unfolding, and a strong message to the quantum field that you are ready for the next part of your journey. Many people find that this sacred connection goes away just as quickly as it came on, even after these strong signs of activation show up. They get stuck in mental and energetic traps, which are states of being that make vibrational noise and break down the clear signal of communication. The next most important thing to do to protect and improve this quantum gift is to understand these traps. The biggest mistake people make that ends in death is coming to this sacred connection with an ego-driven attitude. You create a vibrational dissonance as soon as you try to control the process, force a certain outcome, or use this power to feel special and impress other people. Birds are very sensitive to the frequency of control because they live in a state of pure, non-resistant presence. This weird frequency is like static on a radio channel. They can feel it and just focus on something else, away from the vibrational noise. The universe only responds to the heart's coherent resonance, not to what the ego wants. Thoughts that are too logical are the second big problem. When someone gets a clear sign, like a synchronistic appearance, their untrained mind tries to figure out what it means right away by breaking it down into a set of symbols they read about in a book. What does a raven mean? What stories do myths have about eagles? Even though this intellectual approach seems smart, it actually breaks the direct quantum connection. Real communication takes place through the heart and the intuition. You know right away, like a download of understanding that comes as a feeling or a resonance in your cells, not as a logical answer to a puzzle of symbols. With a classical, linear mind, trying to understand a quantum event too much is like trying to understand the beauty of music by breaking down the radio that plays it. To the point, you miss the whole point. Being impatient is the third mistake that makes the trip impossible. People in our culture expect things to happen right away, and they bring this expectation to the spiritual path. Once or twice, someone tries the breathing technique. When they don't have a magical movie-like vision, they quickly decide, this doesn't work for me. It's a lot like learning how to tune a delicate quantum instrument to learn the language of nature. It takes a lot of practice, patience, and trust in the process, especially when the results aren't clear to the conscious mind right away. Even if you don't see a clear result at first, each attempt and moment of quiet listening strengthens the energy and neural pathways. Lack of reciprocity and energetic exchange is the fourth mistake, and it might be the most subtle. A lot of people come in with the intention of receiving. They want to get messages, advice, and signs, but they rarely think about giving anything in return. Communication with the sacred is always a two-way street, a coherent energetic circuit in all genuine spiritual traditions. You have to give something back. This doesn't need to be a big deal. Giving thanks from the bottom of your heart, leaving fresh water or seeds, making a silent promise to protect the environment, or promising to use the knowledge you've gained to help others are all things that complete the circuit. The connection is only on the surface without this exchange. Nature responds to people who join the dance of life as partners, not just as people who want to get spiritual information. To fix these mistakes, you need to change your attitude from one of control to one of permission, from trying to letting go. When you are humble, patient, and kind, the vibrational dissonance goes away, and the quantum channel of communication starts to flow naturally, and without any problems. Press the like button now to physically show that you are letting go of your resistance. Think of this click as an energetic message to your subconscious, one that breaks down old patterns of decoherence and brings you into alignment with the universal frequency of allowing. You can promise your consciousness, "I trust the process," in the comments if you are ready to stop struggling and enter a state of graceful allowing. Let this affirmation be a vibrational command that clears the channels of doubt and impatience so that the universe's guidance can find you without any problems. There is a useful and powerful way to deepen the connection for people who have fixed their internal posture and are ready to do so. The old writings talk about a certain method, a quantum tuning protocol called the breath of the sacred Ibis. Initiates use this as the master key to consciously change their state of being and tune their own electromagnetic field to the exact frequency of the avian collective consciousness. Setting up your energetic space is the first step. Find a quiet spot in nature where the signal is strong and there is no background noise from people. When the sun rises and sets, the veil between the physical and quantum worlds is thinnest, making these times the most powerful. Create a clear channel for energy to flow by sitting comfortably with your back straight. Focus only on the pure intention to connect with nature's wisdom in a loving and respectful way. Close your eyes and let go of the day's worries. There is a precise rhythm to the breathing protocol that is meant to change your state of consciousness and bring your brain and heart into sync. First, take 4 slow, deep breaths in through your nose. As you do this, picture a bright, golden white light coming down from the universe and entering through the top of your head. This light is pure potentiality from the quantum field. After that, hold your breath for 7 counts. Let that coherent light build up and expand in your heart center. This will warm your chest and fill your whole biofield with a steady, peaceful frequency. We are now in the charging phase. Finally, slowly let out your breath through your mouth for 8 counts. Think about that golden light coming out of your heart and sending your calm, unified frequency out into the world like a soft radio wave. As you let out a breath, silently repeat the vibrational statement, Thoth Ram Ma, as the light spreads out from you. This isn't just a bunch of random sounds. It's a sound code or vibrational formula that means, architect of reality, may the message reach its destination. Along with the rhythmic breathing, the light visualization, and the vibration of the mantra, they all work together to raise your frequency and quiet your analytical mind. Spend at least 21 times going through this whole breathing cycle. Let yourself feel more at ease and open to what it has to offer. At the end of the 21 cycles, your consciousness will have changed, and you will be in a quantum state of pure observation. It will calm your mind and make you more aware. There is no need to expect or force yourself to open your eyes at this point. Don't try to find a bird. All you have to do is let reality show itself to you. Your message will be delivered by the first bird that really stands out to you, the one that just seems to appear out of nowhere. It won't be hard to figure out what the message means. In this higher level of quantum awareness, you will know what it means right away and intuitively. It will be like a direct download of clarity that hits you in the heart and soul. Put your conscious energy into this holy practice by clicking the like button. By doing this, your intention is sent into the quantum field. This creates a strong resonance that will help you every time you do the breath of the sacred Ibis. In essence, this is what direct quantum communication is all about. Once you make a clear connection through good practice and good intentions, You start to see patterns in the way people talk to each other. Through hundreds of years of observation, the ancient masters compiled a list of the 7 main frequency bands that birds use to send information to people. Each category is connected to a different area of human experience. The first group is called transformation and rebirth. Birds like ravens and vultures often bring these deep messages. Unfortunately, modern culture has wrongly linked these birds with bad things. The truth is that they are experts at quantum transition. They show up just as one part of your life, or timeline, is coming to an end so that a new, more real one can begin. Their presence tells your quantum self to let go of resistance to change and trust the process of rebirth that is happening inside you. Vision and purpose is the second group. Some birds of prey, like eagles and hawks, carry these messages. They fall into your reality when you're not sure what your life's purpose is. Their presence is a call to rise above the limits you think you have set, see things from a higher level, and get back in touch with your soul's highest possible timeline, which is your true purpose. The third group is about love and relationships. Doves and other birds that pair up for life often use these heart-coherent frequencies to talk to each other. When you see them, you need to make a big choice about your love life or your relationships with family. It's an invitation to heal your emotions and make deeper, more real connections based on love and loyalty when they show up. Abundance and manifestation is the fourth group. These messages have a high vibration and are carried by small, fast, colorful birds like goldfinches and hummingbirds. Their sudden appearance is an energetic sign from the quantum field that your plans and desires are quickly coming true in the physical world. They are a reminder to keep bringing your thoughts and feelings into line with the frequency of wealth. Protection and hidden wisdom is the fifth group. These messages come from the world of the dead through owls and other birds that only come out at night. They show up as guardians when you are going through a spiritual challenge or aren't sure what to do. An owl's quiet presence is a strong reminder that you are safe with forces you can't see and that you have the inner wisdom to see through illusions. Birds that talk, like jays and parrots, bring us the sixth category, which is communication and expression. They want you to know that your words are vibrational declarations that create your reality and to use your voice to speak your truth. A direct connection with the divine is the seventh and most unique type. This message comes from birds that are very rare or that are seen in places where they don't normally live. Seeing one is a clear sign of divine intervention, a message from the source of consciousness itself. It's an event so important that it can change your life in an instant. If you feel your heart opening up to the idea of this conversation as you learn about these sacred messages, let us know by leaving a comment below that you are ready to understand this language. I receive with clarity. This is your conscious permission slip to the universe. It will tune your quantum antenna to pick up the deep wisdom that is already there, waiting to be acknowledged. Everything that has been said so far builds up to a single point. The safest texts talk about a holy ritual that can only be done once in a person's life. The goal of the sacred marriage with the spirit of the Ibis is to permanently close the quantum channel of communication. This will turn a skill you practice into a part of you that you will always have. This is the step that turns you from a student of the universe to a master who works with it. Just as important as the act itself is the work that goes into it. You will need 7 feathers from 7 different kinds of birds. All of them should be found naturally and never be taken against their will. You will also need 1 white candle and a small bottle of pure spring water. For the ritual to work, It has to be done in the dark of the new moon, which stands for the quantum void of pure potential. Make a sacred circle on the ground in a quiet area of nature using the 7 feathers as guides. Put the candle that isn't lit right in the middle. Begin the breath of the sacred Ibis while sitting with your back to the east. This time, be even more focused on what you want to achieve. Finish all 49 full cycles, 7 by 7, which is the end of a great learning cycle. When you're feeling fully charged, after the last breath, light the candle. Grab the water bottle and hold it up to your heart. Say this out loud and honestly. Great Spirit, keeper of the quantum field, I stand here before you with a clear head. I want to be a living link between worlds. I promise that I will use this holy gift for the greater good and to help consciousness grow. After making this vibrational statement, take a small sip of water to help you feel your intention. Pour the rest slowly into the base of the candle to represent the coming together of your consciousness water with the spirit of all things fire. In this way, you make a quantum commitment. The most important part is now here, the waiting. You have to stay still and open until a bird lands in or very close to your sacred circle. Time will tell how long this takes. The real test is how long you can keep your faith and patience. The arrival of the bird is nature's answer, a physical sign that your request has been accepted. At that point, the ritual is over. Your ability to communicate will be permanently turned on and built into who you are. As soon as talking to birds becomes a normal part of your life, your reality changes. In the vast, global network of consciousness, you become an active node. Birds can be your eyes and ears, as well as your remote quantum sensors, giving you information that is far away. The deepest change, though, takes place inside. By constantly connecting with the consciousness of birds, you start to embody their most important traits, such as being present, not being attached to anything, and having a deep trust in life's flow. When you learn to co-create with the natural forces, your ability to manifest things goes through the roof. You gain what the ancients called the vision of Horus, the power to see past your current problems and see the bigger patterns at work, to see your life from a higher level. Before, you were just a person living on Earth. Now you are a guardian of the Earth and a conscious part of the great symphony of life. Make sure you're subscribed to keep and strengthen this new state of being. When you subscribe, your quantum antenna stays tuned to this stream of consciousness. This makes sure that you get all future energy upgrades and advanced protocols that are meant to help you with your new mission. If this whole transmission has hit home for you and you feel called to become this conscious partner, set your intention now. Leave a final strong statement in the comments that says, "I am ready to listen to the birds." This will activate you. This is the strongest vibrational sign of your commitment. Send it into the quantum field to let it know that a new guardian of the Earth has fully awakened. Feeling lonely fades into memory. It stops being a fight and turns into a dance. You know that this gift was given to you so that you could help the group in a bigger way, by being a lighthouse and keeping the energy stable. You can share this video with someone you think would understand, to help this frequency reach more people who are ready. Don't leave just yet. You have been given a new transmission. Let's keep going on this quantum journey together by clicking the video that's now on your screen.